What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Keane, and we're moving on to the next album. Thank you again to Phil for providing their catalog. And the next album is Perfect Symmetry, 2008, and the first track is Spiraling, which feels maybe not overtly, but almost like the first track theme, or the word and the semantics of it, are heading in a different direction as the album title. Perfect Symmetry. Of course, it's not necessarily a positive value judgment, but something which is equal on both sides, reflective, something which seems balanced in a certain way, whereas spiraling is a term that's often used to indicate someone is careening out of control, and usually the spiraling, as it's meant in terms of a value judgment or in terms of a description about a person's behavior or life trajectory, is spiraling downward, and thus losing control and heading into a harmful or even fatal direction. So yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily the meaning of spiraling here. It is a single word title, meaning there's no additional context. But yes, spiraling as it's used among people and their lives tends to be on the negative end of the spectrum. So I'll see what I can catch on a first listen. This is Keane, the track is Spiraling, and it's the first tune on their 2008 album Perfect Symmetry.
Did you wanna be famous? Did you wanna be the president? Did you wanna start a war? Did you wanna have a family? Did you wanna be in love? Did you wanna be in love? I never saw the light. I never saw the light. I waited up all night, and I never saw the light.
what an album opener. And again, can we just acknowledge that Chaplin has a singularly fantastic voice? So I feel like maybe the apparent, as I began this reaction, juxtaposition between the album title and the song title is not accidental, in that the sonics here were bright and enthusiastic, energetic, but the lyrics do seem like they are pessimistic. And at first I was thinking maybe about, the narrator himself and his fate vis-a-vis another person. Then I felt like he was talking about both people in a relationship and the way that they're both spiraling down, and when they fell in love, it was really more about themselves and wanting to feel good about who they are and what they're able to achieve or be part of. And then I felt like he was making a comment about humanity more broadly, and falling in love not necessarily or not exclusively being about falling into a relationship, but wanting to be a star, not because of what that entails in terms of accomplishments, but just feeling good about yourself and having this sense that people care about you and like you and value you, and wanting to do big things, whether it's be a president or something else in the public sphere. Again, maybe not because of what that constitutes in terms of actions and accomplishments, but because it makes you important. It makes you have some sense of self-worth vis-a-vis other people's perceptions. And so, doing something that will be loved and appreciated is less about that actual status and more just about, this is how I'm deriving, I love myself now because I'm receiving this adulation. So maybe it's functioning on all those levels. Maybe it is about a relationship. Maybe it is about the person's own sense of self-worth, and also at the same time making a statement about humanity and people and the way that we get to these big places or do these big things. And I think even there was a line about starting a war, which on the surface of it is not something good, but if you're doing it because some people will support it and some people will, basically fall in line and continue to support you, then maybe that itself is another case of you're doing it because of the feeling that it conveys upon you. So yeah, really intrigued by the lyrics, articulated incredibly by Chaplin's vocals. Sonically, we have some, deep and grooving bass. We have the bright keyboard lines and the dynamic nature of the tune. Even a couple electronic, sharp, almost dissonant type of elements, just accentuations on the tune overall, and then culminating in the track literally spiraling down. And indeed, that was the motion, the idea that all of this, whether it's personal, interpersonal, or societal, we're sort of anchored. We can't go up and achieve great heights because we're so anchored to this feeling, to this self-love, to this inability to engage in things for the value of those things themselves, and thus there is this spiraling downward type of motion. So yes, in the end, doing that literally and musically, and then it's sort of grinding to a halt with this percussive, dragging type of sound. So just a really interesting album opener, sonically compelling, vocally ridiculous, and lyrically very intriguing if I'm reading it right. And of course, if I'm not, I'm still curious about what exactly is happening here, but great album opener. Let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.